Okay, so bit of a change in the weather. Can we have one more up in the front row for now? That's great. So for the people following us online, we're just about to start the lesson on the kind of fighting theory of our Tiger Crane Kung Fu art. So hopefully quite an interesting one. Yeah. Here we go, guys. Stand and bow. Okay, so you'd like to come round me a little closer. You have to probably stand in fairly close because the sound of the rain is quite loud. Easier to hear if you come a bit closer. So here we go, the fighting theory of the tiger crane art. Actually, there's a lot of theories. First thing, yeah, it's better to win without fighting if you can. Because when you fight, even if you win, you often end up getting hurt. And maybe you also get in trouble with the law, and maybe you're constantly looking over your shoulder because there's people wanting to get you back. So the smartest way is to try to avoid fighting if you can. Most situations can be got out of without having to get into a fight. Also, you've got to understand scaling responses. What that means. Different situations regard a different level of response. Sometimes you don't want to completely hammer somebody. If you're working in a psychiatric hospital and you've got to restrain patients, you want to try to restrain them without hurting them too much. You don't go straight in and poke their eyes out. Imagine you're working in a school and you've got a kid that's really off their head on drugs. You've got to try to restrain them without injuring them. And there's loads of situations like that. Even just security in a shop, you've got to restrain a shoplifter. You're going to get into a lot of trouble if you injure them. If you're doing nightclub security, again, you have to use usually more force. You're dealing with a more difficult crowd, but you're on camera a lot of the time now. You've got to try not to hurt people too much. On the other hand, if you get someone who's really coming at you to hurt you, you can't afford to be too gentle with them. You've got to try to stop them. And the more extreme levels, if you're in the military and you're actually fighting in a war, well, you've probably got to use lethal force. So whatever technique we show you in martial art, it's not going to be appropriate for all situations. We show you a control and restraint, people say, well, that won't work if you've got some big kind of steroid pump maniac charging at you with an axe. But then if you show a really extreme technique, people say, oh, well, that's far too aggressive if you're just dealing with people that you need to restrain. So you never hit every level at once. Let me see, the first bit of theory. If you do have to fight, try to make sure you win. And if people have a mindset, or some people have a mindset, oh, I just do it for the experience. I want to be a good sport. I'm just trying it out. That's a bad way to look at it. Look at it like, okay, any fight you have, it could be your last one. Come in, Ricardo. You go to the Olympics. Even to get there is a real kind of honour. And if you can get a medal, that's amazing. You're a national hero. You come back with a silver medal from the Olympics, you're a national hero. that means you came second. Yeah. In a fight, the guy who comes second is the one that winds up hurt. Yeah. The only place to come is first. Yeah. Try to work it out. Try to outsmart people. When you fight somebody, you've got to make a very quick assessment of their strengths and weaknesses. Yeah. And attack the weak points. So if I try to give you some quick examples. Let me see, Kyle. If you're kind of squaring up to fight me, there's an opening. Yeah, you just go straight in. Look for the opening. Look for the weak point. Yeah, he's putting up a guard there. That's quite strong, but I can come there. Yeah. Todd, if you're kind of squaring up, yeah, I'm going to have to fight you. Straight knee. His knee's too straight. Kick that. That's going to snap it back. Yeah. One more, Lee. Then we'll stand over there. Right, he wants to move around quite quickly, but he's got his, sorry, he's got his left hand drop right down. Yeah, sorry, mate. I misjudged that one, yeah. He's got his left hand drop down, yeah. Yeah, it's too late now. That was a fight. It'll be over, yeah. The left hand's dropped down. So you got to assess people quick. Where's the weak point? Yeah, don't attack the strong point. You know, someone's got a guard in their head. Well, don't attack the head. Yeah, go somewhere else. The next point. Yeah. Never fight the fight that your opponent wants to fight. Never do what they want you to do. Just 1 second. Tommy, Dad's teaching, yeah? I can't talk to you now because I'm teaching, okay? I love you, Tom. Bye-bye. Right. Sorry, guys. Here we go. A lot of people, they have an idea how they want to fight, yeah? And if you let them fight the fight they want to fight, you're likely in trouble. So we give a few examples. You take someone who does modern taekwondo. They like to stand back and they're going to kick, and they're going to use really fast kicks, and they've got good high kicks. So if you stand off and try to kick back, well, they're probably going to win because you haven't trained to do long-range kicks. Yeah? Just trying to think. Yeah, Ricardo, you're probably pretty good at kicking. Yeah. So if we're here and you throw a roundhouse kick towards my head, yeah, that's where he wants to be. Yeah. So if I think that's what he wants to do, I want to be right up close. Yeah. Because when you're up close to somebody, kicks are not very good. Yeah. So you get in. For that, if you've got someone who wants to stand back, that upsets them. Yeah, you're not playing the game they want to play. You've got somebody who does kickboxing. Well, they want to have the range to both kick and punch. But you get fairly close, again, you can close that down. Kyle, if you do a kind of kickboxing guard, that's it. Yeah, you want to be in close, yeah, and then not giving them the space to do what they want to do. techniques. Boxers, very quick hands. Boxers are fast with the hand. So you got to get in and tie them up fast before they hit you with those fists, yeah? Because the fists of a boxer are really dangerous. You get in close, tie them up. On the other hand, if you got somebody that does jiu-jitsu and they want to get hold of you and throw you, or American wrestling, you got to keep them off, because you don't want to get clinched with somebody like that. Yeah? We want to get somebody here at this kind of range. Yeah? You say open the front door but close the back door. Invite them into your guard, but don't let them through. Yeah. Mandy, if you just put your hands up this way, yeah, there, that's where we want to be. Yeah. There, and keep them there. If someone's trying to come in closer, if you try to push through close, I've got to just hold you off, yeah? If you try to go back, if you try to create more space for yourself, I've got to follow. Yeah. Thanks. So that's your Kung Fu tactic. Yeah. Everybody's good in a certain area. Yeah. Kung Fu is really good when you're in touch contact. Yeah. If you practice your touch contact skills and then you force somebody else into that position, you should win if they haven't been practicing it. Obviously, if they're better at Kung Fu than you are, then it's tough luck. You should have practiced harder, but that's the way to do it. Yeah. Anybody that you've got to fight, you should be able to work out how to beat them. The problem is, of course, if it comes up by surprise and you're in a bad situation. Given a bit of planning, you can work out how to beat anybody. Yeah. Okay. So in Kung Fu, we've got this saying: if you got no bridge, build a bridge. When you built the bridge, cross the bridge. When you cross the bridge, break the bridge. Yeah. This is all about touch contact. So, Tobias, you put your hands up. Yeah. There, I've got no bridge. I'm not in touch contact. He can do anything he wants, so that's where I want to be. There. Now I've got the touch contact. I can control to a large extent what he's doing, and I can feel what he's doing. That's what you do when you practice your sticking hands, your pushing hands. You're feeling what the person's doing. Yeah. Build the bridge. Yeah. When you build the bridge, cross the bridge. It means go through. When you cross the bridge, you can break the bridge. Okay, I don't necessarily need that touch contact now because I've got touch contact there. That's called a trap. Yeah. Cross the bridge like that. Okay, I've restrained both his hands. I can strike over the top. Oh, that's a good position to be in, yeah. So once the bridge has served its purpose, it can be broken because I've got another way of coming in. Even that contact counts as a bridge. A lot of people, they'll punch and then they'll bring the fist back. Yeah. But then you've got to get through the guard again. If you're through the guard, keep the hand there. Yeah, keep it there and work from within the guard. That's good, rather than come out to move again, yeah? Okay. So we need to get doing stuff. I'm going to just check the numbers: 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. To start off with, I want everybody to grab a partner, and we'll have 1, 3 for now. So can you split into pairs and a 3 now? What we're going to do, one person is going to throw an attack, and the partner is going to stick to it. We'll do hand attacks first. So if you throw a punch, yeah, that's sticking to it. Yeah. And from there, you're going to try to cross the bridge and throw a counter attack. Yeah. But we're practicing to stick to someone's attack. Another way I could have blocked that, there, the inner block, boom, over the top. Do you understand what I'm asking you to do? Yeah? Stick and counter. Yeah? Let's give it a try. Okay, so if he throws that punch and you want to intercept that, try to come from the outside, take his punch across his body. Yeah. If I block it that way, that fist is going to follow up straight away. That's coming down through the center line there. Yeah. If I block it that way, it kind of makes it awkward to hit with that fist, and I can come in over the top. Yeah. So, if possible, always try to cross somebody's hand over the body. If he throws a low punch, you do the low one that you did a minute ago, yeah? Yeah, there. A good way to follow that up is just to come in there, but you've got to be careful of that one. Keep it covered there, yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah, do that one more. Yeah, that's it. If you do the first block that you did, which is the inner block, yeah, just do that one again. And just go, okay. You ideally going to go straight over the top. So we would have wanted to do that. So
Push it
from
down.
push it to the side, just throw that towards me.
Okay.
There, yeah, it's side and down, but we're just going over the top.
Try that one more time.
Yeah, and better to keep the fist closed.
Yeah.
Yeah, practice to keep the fist closed because it's more likely to break if it's open, or use a palm strike when you can't break the fist. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Let's have a look. Okay, so do the kick again. Do the kick again. Now, you don't need to block that because it wouldn't have hit you anyway. Yeah. So you've got to be in range. Yeah. So where are you kicking for? Where's your target? The floating ribs. Okay.
So
He's going for the floating ribs. What do you think you're going to do?
back away?
Okay.
I
You
don't
back
know how to
away. and you haven't really taken any advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
Next kick.
If you come up for my floating ribs, yeah, step through, catch his leg, yeah.
Okay.
Once you caught his leg, you can trip him up, yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
take him down.
Okay.
Uh, so, guys, take a break for a moment. Yeah, come around for a minute. This is a useful thing to know. It's better not to back away from attacks if you can. Now, if you throw that kick again, yeah, and I back off, he's probably going to follow up with another one, yeah. Now he's got forward momentum, and I'm moving back. Humans are made to move forward. We're not built to walk back. He can move forward faster and with more stability than I can move back. So I'm onto a loser if I'm backing off. Yeah. Unless I just decide to turn around and run away. But yeah, I've got to an age where I can't run very fast. Yeah. I used to be quite quick when I was a teenager. Yeah. So it's not such a good tactic. Even if I kind of step back and stand there, I haven't gained advantage. Yeah. If we look at the same kick and go, step in, catch. Yeah. Okay, now I've definitely got an advantage. I've called his kick. I can sweep. He's up on one leg. He's unstable.
Yeah.
The power. Can you do the kick slowly?
Okay.
Yeah. The power of the kick's there. Yeah. Kick again. There's not much power there.
Yeah.
That's where the power is. One more time. So that, just positioning yourself close, you take the power out of the kick. Yeah. But that's not enough. We want to catch and throw. Yeah. If you can do that, or maybe you can end the fight straight away. Because if I can catch his kick and throw him, yeah, I can stamp him. That's probably going to finish it. Yeah. You have to be a little bit careful about throwing people on hard surfaces because they crack the skull. It happens, people's skulls crack, but it's a very efficient way to turn the fight. Yeah. We're not practicing the back off, we're practicing to go in and make contact and take advantage, take control of the situation. Yeah. By the way, that counts as making touch contact, making a bridge. Yeah. He sticks his leg out, I make contact with the leg. Yeah. Any questions about that? No. Carry on a little bit more. Same groups for now. Just do a little bit more.
Do I have to catch it inside or outside?
Okay.
Defense.
So if you look at different ways of catching kicks, the way that you caught Suba's kick, can you throw a roundhouse? Was that, yeah? That works. I can come in for a takedown, but I do get kicked first. So if he's got a hard kick, I'm gonna take some impact. On the other hand, if I hook under the kick that way, yeah, then he's just hit my arm, he hasn't hit my ribs. And that's a better situation than it can come in. there. Yeah. Reaching across the body is not a good way to do it, not for a roundhouse. If you kick, that's not a good catch, and I'm going to get hit there. So if he kicks with that side, same side, yeah. If he kicks with that side, yeah, I'm going to do that one. And, you know, if we weren't being nice to each other, you're going to take him down as fast as you can. You're going to go straight in and smash him down. Because if you don't, he'll get out of it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Whole thing, right? No.
That way is where you push. Yeah. Whoa, there he goes. Okay, relax a moment, guys. Yeah. So I just teach you a little bit more about these kicks and the tactics. Something about roundhouse kicks. A roundhouse kick is good against someone who's kind of standing in front of you, manoeuvring about. That's why you see them a lot in competition. Ricardo, you want to do this with me? If we're there, okay, that's just the ideal range for the roundhouse kick. There. If he's like charging towards me, yeah, a roundhouse kick, he's probably going to come straight through it. And someone's charging in, it's very difficult to get him with a roundhouse. So then you're much better off with that direct kick straight through, because that's got stopping power. A direct kick will stop somebody. It could be a side thrust, but you extend out into the kick, it knocks him back. Whereas something like a roundhouse or a backspin, it's not going to stop him. He's going to come through and he's going to maybe knock you down. Yeah. So if someone's charging in, don't rely on a roundhouse kick. This tactic of throwing somebody, you've got to consider what the scenario is. Yeah. A lot of people will ask, well, why don't you see them doing this very much in MMA? Yeah. There's a clear reason. If it's an MMA bout, like say the UFC rules, you do your kick roundhouse, yeah? And I take him down, and I put you down slowly, yeah? And I stamp him like that. I get disqualified, he wins, yeah? I'm not allowed to do that. If I'm doing Sandar with Chinese boxing, and I take him down like that, the fight is stopped, I get 2 points, and he stands up again, and we start again. Yeah? Now, 2 points is a good score, so that's a very popular technique in the Sandar, the Chinese kickboxing. Yeah? You see it done a lot. If it's a street fight, if it's a real fight, he goes down, I stamp him unconscious, and I'm happy he's not. Yeah? So what works in a competition doesn't necessarily work in a real fight. You try to remember that. Since we've kind of got on to countering kicks, we're going to spend a little bit of time countering direct kicks. So I want you to throw a front thrust kick towards me. You kick towards me, and I'm going to turn that way, catch his kick. First thing, if you turn your body, kick, you can get out of the way to kick. Yeah. Second thing though, we'll want to catch that kick. Yeah, I get his kick. That's good. Now from there, I can tip him up and throw him. Suppose he kicks with the other leg. Same thing. That's actually better. That's the better position. And I'm going to throw him quick before he gets out of it. Yeah. If you prefer, kick one more time. You can trip him up instead. Yeah. In which case, if you've got one grip under, put the other one over the top. Under over grip's the strongest. And then sweep his foot out. So I want you trying countering the front kick, the direct kick. Yeah. Take somebody down. Okay. If you're completely lost, tell me. I'll come and help out. That's good. Okay, guys, pause again for a little bit. I'm going to come round for a moment. Okay, so you can't always predict how you're going to catch somebody. Yeah, everybody behaves differently. Some people are kind of really moving into the kick. Some people there's less forward momentum. Marcus, can you throw the front thrust kick? If I can get close, yeah, then that's a great position for a sweep. You know, I'm close up, I can get there. It would be difficult for him to get out of the sweep. Yeah. Sometimes you catch somebody and you're out there. And from there, I can't reach him to sweep. But that's great to come under his foot. And I've got to just charge forward as fast as possible and flip that up and throw him. Generally, when you catch kicks, the tighter in, the closer to the body, the better. It's harder for them to pull out of your grip. But if you're close, that's when you sweep. And if you're further out, then it's easier to flip him. It's easier to flip him over. Yeah. So, what about holding someone's leg and hitting them? You don't tend to get a lot of power in it. That's the problem. You throw one more kick. Punch. I'm not getting much body into that punch. You don't get a lot of power. Yeah. I can just flip him and stamp on him. It's going to get a lot more power. Yeah. So that's usually the best tactic. Dump them down and then stamp. Okay. We'll do just a little bit more of that. But now I want you to change partners. Try with a different partner. And we'll do just a couple more minutes on catching these direct kicks. Yeah? Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, do that again. Yeah, your foot should be over here.
So I should be inside, right?
Well, it all depends how you catch.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so if I'm,
So once you've caught
yeah.
the leg, so you catch the leg again. Okay.
So,
Now, at the moment, you're on that side.
right?
So you
Okay.
put your foot over onto the other side, there.
So like there?
Nope,
Yeah.
the other side,
The
there.
other side. Oh, okay.
And then you can push tuber over your foot, yeah?
I was like, what the
You've got to
heck?
come from one side and the other
Okay.
and then trip somebody over.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. One more time.
And bring your foot flat on the floor, then you can lever him over the foot. That's it. Then he goes.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I go for the wrong side, like I just did, so I didn't went outside, I went inside.
Okay. Well, you're there and you've got to do something.
Grind.
You're there and you've got to do something. So if you caught that leg, yeah, you had your hand underneath, didn't you, there?
This one.
Yeah. Now put that foot behind his
Yeah,
leg
I can still do that.
and push him that way. And then he goes, yeah? So when you catch a kick, yeah, often you don't get it perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of reacting fast and you don't get a perfect move. So you just got to say, well, where am I? What have I got? And then you've got to adapt to where you are. But if you've got hold of his leg, you're definitely in a better position than he is. You've got his leg, you're in a stronger position. And it's just, okay, where do I put my foot
Okay.
to trip him over? But if you're on, hang on, let me think. You got to kind of go from either side. So if you're on the inside of his leg, you do the kick. Yeah, you do the kick. Yeah. Now I'm on that side of his body, so the other foot's got to go on the other side, and then it goes over.
Yeah.
If you put your foot there, it doesn't work. He just hops back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys, relax. So we're going to switch to do something a little bit different. I want to go back to the hand techniques, and I want to show you a drill. I think, Kyle, you have a go at this one. Yeah. We'll do it with the right hand to start with, so I put the right foot forward. We're going to start here. Yeah. Check. Now, if we were fighting, we'd probably hit him straight through. But we're going to keep it safe, and we're going to just hit over here. And then you're going to check me with that hand there. And we go back to the center. Now you do it. Clear my hand out of the way. And I'm going to check there. And we go back to the center. Yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. And then you gradually speed it up. Okay. And you try to build a rhythm, and you get this response going like this. Now, if he throws that punch, that's your reaction, or whatever hand technique you want to do. Punch. safer to do the palm strike. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Build your bridge, cross the bridge. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to come around and help with this, but for now, try it with your partner.
Okay, so like that, right?
I'll start off there,
Oh, okay.
like that.
So
Yeah.
to grind it and then.
And hold on. You're going to use the other hand. Yeah.
Okay.
If you were to punch from there or jab from there, Mandy's going to block you. Yeah. If Tuba is going to attack, you're going to block it. Yeah.
Okay.
So what she does, he clears you out of the way. Now that hand isn't going to intercept, so she can come through.
And then I can do
Yeah.
this?
So you're going to do that to check it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we go back to the center, and you clear Tuba's defense with your other hand,
That.
and strike, and there you go. Yeah. And again.
Okay. Like a U, right?
1, 2. Now your turn, Mandy. Yeah.
Sorry, this is hard.
There.
Okay.
1,
That.
2. Yeah. Just use the palm. Just check the attack. Yeah. Go back to the center every time. Yeah. Gone. 1, 2. Okay, Mandy, you go. 1, 2. We don't need to grip. We're trying to move fast.
Okay.
Yeah. Just quick movements.
Okay. When are you supposed to go?
1,
Awesome.
2.
Use that.
Yeah. Okay, that looks quite good. So now, relax. Yeah. Because you move faster when you're relaxed. Yeah. So work on relaxing, not tightening up. Yeah, that's good. Oh, wait a minute. So you can just do a quick block. We don't need to follow it all the way down. Do it once slowly. Yeah. Check, and when you block him, just check, and that's enough for this drill. Okay. And go back to the center. Right. Now, hang on. Your attack's going to... Hold on. Right. So Marcus, you check Lee's arm, and your attack's going to go here. That's it, and he's just going to block it there. That's it, yeah. Okay, pretty good. Okay, guys, relax. So, what we'll do next, if you're applying this little sequence in a fight, you throw your throw a punch. There. Yeah. Slow it down. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, do a palm strike into the nose. Again. There. Yeah. Block. Make your opening. There's the opening. Direct, straight line through the opening. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look.
And then the outer hand. I
That and then you
then
punch.
punch.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it there. Check and through. Yeah. This one straight across. We want to cross his attacking arm over his body.
Okay.
Go on, throw a punch. Yeah, there. That's making it difficult to hit with that one. And you've got a very quick
Yeah.
kind of opportunity to hit him there. Yeah. So, yeah, the first one, that takes the energy out of the attack punch. Second one, that's creating your opening. It kind of a momentary confusion. Third one, to get in. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys, so what we'll do next, we'll trim that little combination down. We've been doing, you want to throw a punch? Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Now we'll remove the first block and do punch. 1, 2, that way. Yeah. So you're using the same check here. We cut it down to just one counter and then go straight through. Yeah. Anyone not get that? Okay, here we go. Let's have a look. Rather than bringing your elbow up, just keep the elbow down, a quick straight movement. If you want to make it as a punch, make it as a punch. If you want to do it as a palm, do it as a palm. But there's no need to hook it around, just a straight attack, yeah.
What's the palm?
Well, you can choose whether you do the palm or the fist.
Oh.
But the palm, there's no risk of breaking your knuckles.
Oh.
Yeah. Fist, yeah, maybe you break your fist.
Oh, okay.
Try to keep your weight sunk down, keep stable on the feet. Yeah? You adjust your range with a shuffle, and then we want just a quick movement, but not coming off the balance. Yeah. Okay, pretty good. So we'll add another strike. So we've just done, can you try to punch please, Marcus? Yeah. That, and we'll add in an elbow afterwards, yeah. So we can do it once more. Now the first strike, whether it's a punch or a palm, is probably just going to buy you a little bit of time. Stuns somebody and knocks them back. The elbow, that's going to do a lot more damage. Yeah. Elbows are hard, they do more damage. Yeah. So we cleared the way, cleared the opening. Go on, one more. Palm, elbow. Try to get it into the teeth on the nose. Yeah. Get the elbow in. That's going to have a lot more effect. Okay. All right, guys. Let's take a look. Okay, hold on everybody. Just pause for a moment. So the feet, you're probably going to need to adjust your distance. So you shuffle. But you keep yourself grounded, keep yourself balanced. What we don't want to do is come off balance and overextend. There's not much leverage in this compared to this. You've got to be pushing up through the back leg, getting your whole body into it. Todd, can you just throw us a punch? Yeah. Feet down. Get some leverage into what you do. If I'm, throw it once more. If I'm having to reach, there's not really any power going into that. Power should be coming up from the legs, from the body, into the point of contact. Okay. So be conscious of what your feet are doing.
step in with the elbow?
Shuffle in a little bit, just move in a little bit more with the elbow. The forward movement, that's bringing your body weight behind your strike. So let's take another look. Yeah. You don't really need to hold onto his arm. Just
Knock it out.
palm it out of the way, but keep the contact on there so you got a bit of control and you know where his arm is.
Okay.
And that keeps your movement a little bit more free. If you're there, it's tending to hold you back. You want fairly free movement of your body. Yeah. Because your body movement is going to generate the power that you're looking for. Okay, we'll add one last movement onto the end of that. Let's see. Todd, do you want to be my example for a moment? We're going to add one more on. So if you just throw the punch again. 1, 2, 3. We're hoping that's the one that's going to knock him out. Your elbow's in. It's easy to hook from that elbow in position, yeah. Sorry, I did that a bit hard.
That's all right.
There. Go back. Elbow, hook, yeah. Shin kick. Shin kicks, when they hit faces, they break them, yeah. I've seen that done a lot of times. The shin is really hard. Yeah, they really hurts. And you got someone trapped there, yeah. So if you can get that type of combination, it's probably going to finish it. Yeah. That's softening someone up. That's the finish. Yeah. All right, let's give it a try. Did you get that?
Oh, I got she wasn't quite sure about the shin kick part, but okay,
Well,
I got it.
let's take a
Shin
look.
kick, you kick with me. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Punch you so you can practice.
Okay. Isn't
Now
it
the
better?
elbow. Shuffle forwards, move forwards, inwards,
Yeah, like this.
and elbow. That's right.
But
Yeah.
isn't it better to, with go with this one? More power? No? The shuffle?
Okay. First of all, you shuffle. That gets us into the right range. Yeah. Now that you're in range, turn your body and hip in like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So the shuffle has adjusted your range. Hold on. You do that towards me. Yeah. Now here I'm out of range. So the shuffle gets me into range. Now I can deliver the technique.
I was saying, well,
Yep.
stepping in.
If
than
you
shuffle.
step, okay, let me try. There. Now, if I step, I'm getting a bit tight up, a bit squeezed up. That's what I don't like there. I'm a little bit restricted. If I shuffle, I've still got that movement there. It's up to you. You can try it out and see which one you think gets you the most leverage.
Okay. And then from here, we're there, and we.
That's right, round there. Okay, now, that's
There
it.
you go,
That's the opportunity. Yeah. You got the head down, kick. If you prefer, you can knee, or you can kick.
You can do whatever it's not gonna hurt.
Okay, so not too much of that. What I'd like you to do now, change partners again. Yeah. And we go back to you're not going to tell your partner what you're going to do. Yeah. Throw a strike, could be a hand technique, could be a kick. Yeah. But your partner's going to intercept that technique and do whatever counter they want to do. Yeah. Defend the technique, intercept it, stay in contact, and do your counter attack. Yeah. But change partners first. Find a new partner first. Adjust your range.
Yeah.
Every time you do a counter, in your mind you've got to evaluate it. And it's like, would it have worked or would it not have worked? Yeah. So you throw that punch, yeah. And then your evaluation is, no, I was way out of range for that, yeah. So then you get him to do it again. You ask the guy to do it again, and this time, okay, yeah, I'm going to get the range, yeah. So if you do something and you feel, no, that didn't quite work, do it again until you get it to work, so that you always end on doing something that worked. Yeah, yeah. That's it. Just hooking behind his leg probably isn't going to take him down. So let's do that one once more. No, you do it. Right, okay. Let me see your grip. You got double under grip. It's not the best.
Okay.
The first one came under. So put the second one over. Under over grip is a stronger grip. One from below, one from above, and you lock them like that, yeah?
Okay.
Now, if you take that foot and put it in front of his leg here,
In front?
yeah, right further across, step right across his foot, yeah, there. Then you got to turn this way
Oh, okay. Yeah.
and take him, yeah?
Okay.
And don't give him too long to think about it and hop around. Yeah? But you've got to get used to doing something that's actually going to drop the guy down.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. slowly. Palm, elbow, yeah. Elbow, and then just hook round from the elbow. Bring him down because it makes it easier to get to the face. If that arm is somehow you've done there, that's right, and you're bringing him down there, his arm's in the way, yeah? His arm's in the way. I'll work out how you did it actually, but there, that's still in the way, isn't it? Yeah. I'll work out how that arm's getting in the way. Go on, one more. At the very least, you've got to work round that arm. Not if there's an arm there, you got to watch for it. Otherwise, it's just going to get in the way of your leg. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I have to find a different technique.
Well, that failed. Yeah. There.
Oh
I'll get up
yeah,
there. It
you
works.
can do
Yeah.
that. I never
Yeah.
thought of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So would I have to go on the outside instead?
You just got to get your knee inside hits his face. Yeah.
That's the end.
Yeah.
Now, I think my legs are longer than his. So
Yep.
when he tries the technique on me, ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to
It's
travel
harder
to
for him to reach. So when
Right.
he tries something
Okay.
different,
So bend that knee a little bit
Okay.
and just reach through with that leg. And now you got it. Yeah. You got to just yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
The other thing to think about, who's there? You do the kick on me. Right, there I am. Now, we're being quite nice to each other and you're just putting the foot there.
Yes.
Yeah. But if I'm going in hard, I'm going to be kind of pushing him back as I do it. Yeah. The forward momentum is making it harder for him to balance. Yeah. I know you're trying to kind of keep it not too hard because we don't want to be throwing people down all afternoon. But if you really kind of go in, drive your body weight in, makes it harder for the guy. What you've got to realise, people are always going to try not to go down. So you can't just think, oh, this technique, they'll go straight down. You've got to force them down. You know, whatever they do, however they try to get out of it, you just got to physically push through and not accept them not going down. That's why they call it a fight. Yeah. Okay. Okay, guys. Relax and give your salute to your partner. And we're going to take our break now. So I'd like you to just line up again quickly. Okay. That'll do. That'll do it. And bow. Okay. And we'll just make our way over to the tea table. So we finally got some rain here in Thailand. dry season has broken. The rain cools the air down a lot. Hi.
Why is everyone looking at me?
Ricardo, could you pass the cups over, please? Teacups. Yeah, so thanks. Yeah. I think we want 10.
That looks like hot water. Oh, I saw a ginger now.
Only too soon because this water hot. It's hot, man. Ready?
Is that your key, Ricardo?
Okay, guys, so you got any questions this afternoon?
I brought up a question earlier.
Yeah.
About being able to predict what your opponent's attack is going to be. Are you watching their shoulders or their hips?
Usually, if you, there's two questions coming in here. One of them is, where should you be looking? And the other one is, how do you learn to predict what somebody's going to do? The first question, usually we look at this area. Yeah. You'll get the further down in the periphery of your vision, but usually we're kind of gazing and looking at that area. We do a lesson on this, so I won't go through it all now. But be very aware of the shoulders. Yeah. If someone is very good, the shoulder won't twitch before they move. Yeah. But most people, they'll lift the shoulder as they move, and you can see it quite easily. If you're asking how do you predict what someone is going to do, you just got to do a lot of practice. You just got to practice and practice, and you get used to how people move. You get used to people's body movement. But nobody predicts it right every time. And also, someone who's good learns not to telegraph, so they don't really give away what they're going to do. People that are not very trained, they'll do something that gives away what they're going to do. But the better the fighter, the more trained the fighter, the less likely they are to give it away. So also people learn to disguise what they're going to do. And that's when you get fainting, people they're trying to trick you. But you only encounter that when you get the kind of sparring situation. If you get a fight that just goes off spontaneously and aggressively, it's not like people are maneuvering around. They want to go for you. They're going to go. So they tend to happen really quick. So for kind of sport fighting, you get a lot of maneuvering and feinting. For real fighting, you don't get anything like so much. People tend to go in very fast, very hard. You don't get a lot of this kind of feinting stuff going on. But if you want to learn to read people, you have to practice. On the other hand, there's kind of another answer that what we're trying to do is get into touch contact fast. That's what I'm trying to teach you to do. Make contact. You put that down for a minute. If your fists are there, they're very dangerous. You know that, because if you move fast, it's actually very difficult to block your punch. I don't even necessarily need to wait until you punch. I want to be on there straight away. That's what we want to do. Now you made touch contact. Yeah. Now I'm not watching what you do, I'm feeling what you do. And I react much faster to touch contact. So if you try to make a quick move from there, you react fast. Yeah. You'll react much faster. So trying to react to someone through sight is much harder than through touch. So we want to get into touch as quick as possible and work it from there. And we practice from that position. So we want to be better at fighting from that position than other people. And then when we're there, okay, we got an advantage and we're trying to win. Yeah. So, yeah, predicting with sight, predicting with touch. To see if we got any questions in the chat. Oh, it's disappeared. Oh, hang on. So let's have a look at this. See what the question is we got here. Can't open it here. Come on. All right. Try to find the question. No. Yeah. What? Oh, okay. What do you believe is the single most important principle in the Tiger Crane that separates it from other martial arts, and how should a student embody that in their daily training? Well, there's a lot of principles in the art, and they're all important. You can't easily dissect something, you can't easily cut it into bits and say this bit's the most important. So the Tiger Crane art is characterized by wanting to get in and make touch contact. In that respect, it's very similar to Wing Chun, and to a large extent to Tai Chi as well. It's all about getting in, making touch contact, and it wants to use the kind of short range internal power. So we want to generate power from a short range, not have to swing over a long distance. So the power generation is short range. It's not so much a principle of the art as the character of the art. If we do practice the routines, well, we're practicing to develop the correct sort of energy. Yeah. If we practice doing the sticky hands, then we practice the touch contacts, and we get used to the range, and we get used to how we do it. So you have to practice the whole art, and you have to practice it consistently, and then you got it. So that's probably the best answer, that you just practice the whole thing, and you practice it consistently, and you try to understand how your teacher taught it, how their teacher taught it, look at how other people practice it. That's it. That's the art. Everybody has a slightly different take on it. Yeah. Whenever it passes from teacher to teacher, you get a different interpretation slightly. Yeah. But you practice the whole thing. You get some people coming along and I say, oh, I only want to practice internal. I don't want to practice external. I only want to practice this stuff, not that stuff. But then it kind of goes out of balance. I only want to practice the soft, I don't want to practice the hard. But yin and yang are both halves of the whole. They're 50% of the whole. If you only want to practice 50%, you haven't got the complete thing. And it doesn't work. Yeah. You've got to practice the whole thing. And then you got to practice it consistently. Because that's when it falls apart, when you stop practicing. Yeah, that's the truth. And people, they take a kind of snapshot view. Oh, this guy's the best. Yeah. Well, he might be the best at this moment in time, but what about at a future moment? So you can train hard and be very good. Then you give up and you're no good. Now, you take another guy, he wasn't as good. He wasn't a champion. But the champion gives up, loses his form. And the other guy that was further down, he keeps going, yeah. And then if they meet, he's going to beat the guy who was champion, because he can still do it and the other guy can't. Yeah. People who hit a peak, they'd always come down from the peak. Yeah. Some people, they really go up to a peak, they come down. Other people keep it consistent. Yeah. You know, what do you want to do in your life? If you do nothing except trying to fight, you can be very good at fighting. But can you keep earning a living from it? Not many people actually earn a living from it, even when they're at an age when they're at a peak, in their 20s or early 30s. By the time you're 45, that's difficult. Yeah. You can, but it's difficult. Yeah. If you train so that you're reasonably good, you can look after yourself. You're not training as hard as a professional kind of sportsman, but you're good enough to look after yourself, and you can earn a living, and you can have a normal life with a family. you can keep that up when you're 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Sure, you're going to be weaker when you're 80, but yeah, everybody comes to everybody, yeah. So when you look at the big picture, it's really complicated. Yeah. And remember, you can, if it just kicks off spontaneously, the tougher you are, the more chance you've got. But there will always be a situation where you can't win. When you're too outnumbered, when you're dealing with guys that are really big, really tough, when you're dealing with guns, you can't win in every situation, and you've got to understand that. And you turn it around, if you really want to get somebody, you probably will, yeah. You'll find a way. You make sure you outnumber them, you make sure you've got better weapons. You catch them at a time when they're not expecting it. You can get most people. Yeah. Thought it was quite significant that Donald Trump must be one of the most protected people in the world in terms of security. You know, he took one bullet through there. They found another guy hiding in the bushes at a golf course, but he nearly, 1 inch. That bullet missed by 1 inch from that range. You know, that was really, really close. You think how much protection these guys have got. What chance do you have against someone who's really determined? Yeah. So pretty much none at all. Someone really wants to get you, they will. Oh, that's depressing, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Yeah.
That's Royal Marine snipers that do that. Remember the kid on the top of the corridor? No, there was a kid on the top of the corridor. I didn't think it was him.
Say that again?
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was like 1 in a million, right? I reckon
Well,
maybe for a show, for a bit of sympathy, expect them get his best Marine, take my ear off. I trust you that much.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think that would have been a bit of a risky stunt to pull, but
But they would do it.
I don't know. I'm not getting involved in this one. Right. Okay, guys. But it's almost anyone can be got if you really want to get them. Almost anybody. Yeah. I wouldn't fancy going after Putin. I reckon he's pretty well protected. But there you go. All right, guys. Let's go back and we're going to do the stretching. Thanks. Yeah, that'd be great. Could you just take the mic for a moment? I'm just going to take a tiny break. Okay, guys, here we go. Stretching. So we'll do the little bow to start off with. Everybody fit in. Yeah, here we go. Bow and jog on the spot. And get warmed up a little bit and sprint. And relax. And sprint again. Now knee lifting up to the body. To the side. Try to touch your shoulder. Kick up to the back. And jog again. Okay. Knee rotation. Try to bring the knee as high as you can when it's in the middle. And the other way around. And change legs. Circling around the hip joint. And the other way. Hand up by your ear, raising your knee up. Touch your arm. And the other side. And arm out to the side. Lifting up to the side now, touching your arm. That's good. And the other side. And relax. Now lock your fingers, stretch right up, push right up. Push. Keeping your legs straight, fold forwards. Now, try to gently use your arms to pull yourself down. And stand. Okay, hands out to the sides. And we're going to do the front leg lifts. If you haven't done these before, take it easy for the first few. Gradually work higher. Legs straight. Swing it up to the front. And the other side. And relax. And out to the side. We're going to circle the leg around, slap the hand with the foot this way. And the other side. And relax. Same hand, opposite foot. We're going to swing it around the other way. Strike with the sole of the foot. And the other side. And now we'll take a walk over to the side and lean on the wall. Just a moment. Leaning on the wall, hold on. Sole of the foot pointing down towards the floor. Swing your foot up to the side. Give a little stretch. And the other side. And relax. Okay, face in. And lift your leg up in front. Up and down. And the other side. And now, leg out to the side, sideways. Lift it as high as you reasonably can, up and down. And the other side. And relax. Now we're going to lift the leg up behind, up and down. And the other side. And relax. And now, got to take a pad. Well, rest the pad on the wall. And put one foot on the pad. And then stretch forwards. So, we're going to stretch down forwards onto that straight leg. the other side. So first of all, try to bring your abdomen down towards your thigh, keeping the back fairly straight. If you can touch with the abdomen, then drop the chest down and the shoulder. And relax. And now we're going to change legs again. Bring the leg out to the side. Foot on the pad and lean across. And now change sides. And relax. And relax. And put your pads back. We go back to where we began. Okay. So, sitting with the legs stretch straight out in front. Lean forwards part way. Hold either your feet, or if you can't get your feet, your ankles. And pull your shoulders away from your hips. Make the back longer. Head away from the shoulders. So we're trying to lengthen out the spine. After you've done that, fold forwards. See how far down you can go towards your legs. And sit up again. Now, one leg crossed over the other. The top leg is pressing on the tendons just above the knee of the bottom leg, locking the leg straight. Fold forwards. And change sides. And relax. Good. Well, now feet at a 90-degree angle, legs 90 degrees. Not further, not all the way out, just part of the way out. Turn, face one foot and lean down towards that foot or that leg. And now change sides. relax. And now lean straight forwards. And again, try to straighten out your back, your spine. Make the spine longer. Head away from the shoulders. And then just drop down. Drop your body down between your legs. And relax. So, feet together now, and press your knees down towards the floor. Raise up your head as high as you can. And then fold forwards, pivoting from your hip joints down towards the floor. And relax. Okay. Knees apart. And hips directly between your knees. push your body weight backwards. Push the body back. Keep stretching your knees a little bit wider apart. Push the body back, trying to open up your hips. And finish and relax. Okay, and sit now with your feet spread apart. And raise up the crown of your head. Stretch your head up high. And if you can, push your chest forwards, bend your back, arch your back. Now, gently lean forwards. Stretch your body forwards. If you can, drop your body down towards the floor. That's it. Now, push your hips forwards again. Lean sideways. Lean across to the side. And now the other side. And relax now, feet wider. Feet wider apart. Turn, face your foot, lean across towards your foot. Try to bring your body down towards your leg. And the other side. And relax. And feet wider again. Stretch them right out. Fold forwards again. One more time down towards the floor. Stretch down as far as you can go. And relax. And relax. Bring your legs back now. And stand. Okay. Just one moment. Okay, stretch up. Hands right up high. Stretch and then bend back. And lunge position. Knee forward over your toes, hands high. Stretch right up. Bend. Looking to feel a stretch on the front of the rear leg. And relax. Now the other side. And relax. Okay. And kneel down. Take a moment to completely relax. You can begin with the breath. Relax your breath. Gentle breathing, and then Try to relax your mind, calm your mind, and then try to send that relaxation out through your whole body. Let the relaxation spread through your body. And now extend one leg out to the front. So we have the weight, body weight on the knee of the back leg and the heel of the front leg. Now, that's it. And take a moment to relax. And remember, the more you relax, the more you let go with your muscles, the further down that you're going to sink. So relax, let go, and let your body weight press you down. And finish. Back to the kneeling position. Again, relax. Relax your breath. Relax the mind. Try to feel your whole body relaxing. And now the other leg. Let go. Sink down, drop down. Again, drop down, relax, relax, drop down. And bring the leg back again. And once again, rest, relax. Calm your energy, calm your chi. After you stretch right out, energy that's been kind of stuck, blocked, you let it go and it starts to move again. Sometimes there are a lot of energy up in your head. And you need to bring it down, calm it down, sink your chi down to your Tantien. Keep it in the Tantien. Okay. And stand. That's good. Okay, guys, well done. Bow. And we'll wrap it up for today. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. So, dinner time now. Like I said, I've got to go to a meeting, so I can't join you for dinner today. But, yeah, I hope it goes well. Yeah. And to people that have been watching online, yeah, thanks for staying with us. That was our deep stretch session. Good to do that. It's a nice, humid day. You always stretch better in the warm, humid weather. We're broadcasting from the Kung Fu retreat in the very northwest of Thailand. If you're interested in what we do, take a look at our website, kungfuretreat.com, and we'll be online again on Friday. Okay. Hope to see you there.